Thanks for listening to this episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis, your movie trivia and discussion podcast. Please don't forget to like the Facebook page at facebook.com/screenfacts. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. You can also tweet me at Jason Davis Voice or email screenfacts@yahoo.com. Please subscribe for free in the iTunes store to automatically get new episodes every Wednesday. Joining me this week on the podcast, my favorite person in the whole world, folks, my beautiful wife, Sue.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Well, yeah.
Really? Aww.
We're going to discuss a movie that we actually saw on a date night.
That's right.
Or maybe a date afternoon. I don't know. We're old, so who can
true.
remember? But it's actually a newer movie, too, from 2013. The Heat.
Or as it was originally known, Untitled Female Buddy Cop Movie.
Not as catchy as The Heat. That's really funny. So it was released June 28th, 2013. Originally, it was supposed to come out on April 5th. Well, the studio thought that the movie was so strong that they held it out for the summer release because they knew that it would find an audience there.
Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. So The Heat, of course, stars Sandra Bullock, or Sandy, right?
Yes.
As she's known amongst...
Everybody calls her Sandy, apparently.
Yeah. Melissa McCarthy, Michael McDonald, who, of course, was on Mad TV. Taran Killam, a current SNL cast member.
So good.
Marlon Wayans, Michael Rappaport, Jane Curtin, and Tom Wilson all have great supporting roles in the movie.
It's true. And if you're worried about Tom Wilson, because news of his death spread quickly earlier this week, it's all right,
I don't know how
folks.
I missed that.
I don't either. I went and I looked up, Tom Wilson, and it came up with this internet celebrity death hoax. He is alive and well, and you should just stop believing what you see on the internet.
Thank God. Tom Wilson, a very talented actor and a very funny guy as well. Great stand-up comic.
Yep.
And he also does a lot of voiceover stuff in cartoons like SpongeBob SquarePants. Great talent.
It's interesting because his part is not that big.
No.
And you wish there was more of him.
Yes.
But just what he does with it, it's so funny.
Oh, he's great.
He says, "How old do you think I am?" And she goes, "I'm 58." And he goes, "I'm 43."
I'm 43 years old. My 5-year-old son calls me Grandpa.
She goes, "Well, I round up."
So good. So The Heat, directed by Paul Feig, who has worked with Melissa McCarthy several times now.
Several times.
Including the upcoming Ghostbusters this summer, which supposedly has the most hated trailer in history.
I haven't seen it, but I think I heard that even Melissa McCarthy was confused by it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I think people are just so maybe tired of reboots that they're thinking, oh, this is going to suck because it's a reboot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking, listen, if you go into this movie and you think of it as kind of a new thing because it's an all-female cast and it's a lot of talented women, too. Including Melissa McCarthy, but I think people should give it a chance. It's hard to imagine anything's going to top the original Ghostbusters.
This is true, because it is a classic.
But it could be funny in its own way.
Yeah.
The movie also written by Katie Dippold.
From Freehold, New Jersey.
Nice.
Jersey in the house.
Yeah, and it's a very funny screenplay. And she also wrote the upcoming Ghostbusters film. So again, another reason why you should give it a chance.
This is true. And it also makes me want to maybe try out Parks and Rec, because I heard that she worked for 3 seasons on that show.
Indeed, and also for Mad TV. So,
oh, okay.
There's people...
There's so many connections.
And that's the thing. I didn't realize that when we're watching the movie. There's a connection between Katie Dippold wrote for Mad TV, Michael McDonald appeared on Mad TV. Paul Feig was involved with Freaks and Geeks,
right?
A show that
created it.
A phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Only lasted a season in 2000, but I think you could see it on Netflix. You probably find it somewhere.
Yeah, it's got like
online.
a huge cult following.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And who was in it?
Well, a lot of the guys from Judd Apatow's crew.
Who in The Heat was in Freaks and Geeks?
Oh, Tom Wilson.
That's right.
Yeah, he played the coach.
So many little connections.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Estimated budget of $43 million, domestic gross of $160 million, worldwide gross of $230 million, which, of course, leads to, yes, the sequel, which will be coming out soon. That's I think it's in pre-production now.
Yeah. When they were coming up with this and getting it out, they thought, well, we really don't want to work on a sequel unless we have a success with this. But
yes.
I think they've had a success with this.
Yeah, this movie did very well.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably done even better on video and stuff, too. So
I could watch it over and over, and I laugh out loud each time.
Absolutely. It's great. There's so many funny lines in the movie. And Melissa McCarthy is so funny and so good. You know, I was thinking about this before we came down to record. Melissa McCarthy might be one of those actors that people either love or hate, or is hit or miss.
Okay.
I don't want to say love or hate, maybe hit or miss. I don't know that I would say I like everything she's done, but most of the things we've seen her in, we've really enjoyed her. Even if the movie itself wasn't great, she's always really good. She won Best Actress, and the movie won Best Comedy Screenplay at the American Comedy Awards. And Sandra Bullock and Paul Feig were also nominated, and also won a People's Choice Award for Favorite Comedy. So people definitely responded to this.
Absolutely. What's not to respond to?
Really, really, really great stuff. So Melissa McCarthy's character in this movie is real street.
Yes.
She's real kind of vulgar
Yep.
and hard-edged.
Yep.
She's nothing like that in real life, right?
That's what I've heard. I heard that where, in the movie, you have Melissa McCarthy who's dropping all the F-bombs and Sandra Bullock who can't even bring herself to curse.
Bull feces.
Here's some bull poo-poo for you, But in real life, actually, they said that was kind of reversed because Sandy apparently has a little bit of a mouth on her and Melissa's a little more, genteel than that, I guess.
Yeah. There's some actors or actresses that can throw out the F word and it's like poetry.
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson can say
boy.
fuck.
Absolutely.
And, you expect to hear him say that.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy.
Exactly.
Melissa McCarthy is another one of those actors that can say fuck, and just her saying it makes you laugh.
Just the way, the way it's inserted into other things and everything. In an interview I read with Melissa McCarthy and Paul Feig, they were talking about the language of it, and it's Boston, and it's Irish, and, so of course, there goes the mouth. And McCarthy said that the cursing, she does consider it a little genetic, because she is Irish, part Irish.
Yeah.
But at one point she said, I just don't think I have any more in me. And he said, sure you can. They counted F-bombs in this movie, 190.
Oh, wow.
S-words, 90.
It didn't seem like there were that many F-bombs.
I think it's just because sometimes they're rapid succession.
Rapid fire F-bombs.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's like F of a machine gun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things she says when she says, I'm balls deep in boredom.
Deep in boredom.
What a great line that is.
Yep.
Katie Dippold. That's great.
Yep.
That's great writing right there.
Bullock and McCarthy both read the script and they loved it. They loved the fact that it was a female buddy thing and it wasn't something where the women were just, fighting over a man or going out shoe shopping.
Okay.
They decided to make them really real characters and flawed, and they could really start tweaking and futzing with the characters and getting into it. But there was a lot of improv on the set, too.
Okay. Not surprising because of the background of these actors, especially Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
I got to say something. When I did the preparation for this podcast, I did my normal research. So there weren't a lot of screen facts available in the normal outlets where I look. But
in the obscure outlets of the far reaches of the internet where I like to look.
Yeah, it's, I don't expect you to do work for this because, I appreciate you just coming on here with me and talking about a movie. But you came up with 8 pages of notes.
Yeah, condensed down from 11.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew there was that much to talk about with the heat?
Exactly.
One thing I wanted to say really quick, we were talking about F-bombs and everything else, and the fact that she comes from an Irish family in the movie and stuff, and it takes place in Boston. When is a Boston accent not funny?
True.
The answer is never.
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 It's
Exactly.
never not funny.
And no disrespect if you're from Boston and you speak with an accent.
No.
I don't mean it in a derogatory way. And they play it up for laughs in the movie.
Exactly.
When they're at the dinner table and Sandra Bullock's character is sitting there and the brother says, "Are you a knock?"
She's like, I'm sorry, what?
"Are you a knock?"
A what?
Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street, a knock.
Oh, a narc.
That's what I said, a knock. What am I, speaking Japanese over here? And then she goes, I wasn't hearing the R.
R. I wasn't hearing the R.
I mean, it's just funny. It's funny stuff.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of it was in the script, but a lot was improvised.
Right.
And also, Katie, the writer, was on set with a stack of Post-it notes.
Okay.
And she would just write jokes and hand them to Paul Feig.
Oh, wow.
Like on the fly. And they would go, oh, this is great. Let's use it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so she gave him a great structure, 2 amazing actors in the lead, a director who's all about it, and then throwing in just like jokes left and right.
That's probably a really fun set to work on.
That had to be so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, Melissa McCarthy comes from the Groundlings, which is a great improv troupe in L.A., right? And, a lot of super talented people have come through there. You could Google that and you can find out who.
Oh, I did.
I bet you did. You want to rattle off some names? You have
I
it
would
handy?
love to. Well, first
Okay.
of all, she met her husband, Ben Falcone.
Who has a cameo in this movie.
He called her out on the fact that she was improvising a monologue that she had actually pretended to write on paper in one of
Okay.
their classes.
Okay.
So it turns out Groundlings is this improv company, and there's 2 tiers to it. And the first tier, you know, there's classes and some performance. And then the second tier, they move up and they join this upper tier and they do regular performing. They do a lot of writing and this and that. And then, you know, possibly they go on from there. So Melissa McCarthy, Ben Falcone, tons of people from Saturday Night Live,
Right.
as we guessed. Some people that we know and kind of like a little bit, like Wendy McClinton-Covey.
Oh, great. The mom on the Goldbergs.
Yes. Cheryl Hines. Edie McClurg.
Oh, she's great.
Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, wow.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Pat Morita.
The late great.
Craig T. Nelson.
Okay.
And then a couple other people from the cast, like Michael McDonald
Okay.
and Caitlin Olsen.
Who has a brief role in this
Tatiana.
movie? Tatiana. And
The
she's
breastises.
the breastises. Get out of my house, bull in China
Well, in
shop.
China shop.
Get the fuck out.
Get fuck out.
Yeah,
So it
she's-
kind of makes you wonder, you know, all these people come from this background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I'm like, see, I had done this before I watched the movie again.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking, I wonder, did they come up with that on the spot?
And I think on the Blu-ray, there's probably a feature where there's alternate takes of things.
Oh, yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, because, you know, they probably do 5 to 7 takes of every really funny line in the movie, and then they pick the one that they think is the best.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when
Line-o-rama.
Linerama,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Another interesting thing about the Groundlings is they were formed in 74, and in 81, they started adding alternative format shows. One of the first guys to think of that was a fellow named Paul Rubens,
Oh, okay.
who
Pee Wee Herman.
created the Pee Wee Herman Show as
Yeah.
part of his Groundlings experience.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you podcasted about him.
Yeah, of course.
Is
It's-
podcast a verb?
it
is now.
It is now. Hell yeah. I wanted to say about Taron Killam. He's, you know, he has a very limited role here, and he doesn't really say a lot in the movie.
Yeah.
He's, for my money, one, if not the most talented guy on SNL right now.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
very
I mean,
versatile.
He's great in the sketches, but he also does great impressions. He's really an amazing talent.
He is.
So Melissa McCarthy was almost unable to do this movie. She was in the middle of shooting Identity Thief with Jason Bateman, another great
That's
actor.
fun, yeah.
And she was also working on Mike and Molly at the time, too. Once she wrapped filming on Identity Thief, she was commuting back and forth to Los Angeles and Massachusetts to shoot this and Mike and Molly. That must have been crazy. It's kind of like when Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
was working on Back to the Future and Family Ties.
Yeah.
That's got to be grueling.
That's grueling.
And
Yeah.
Plus, she's a mom, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
she's got a lot
yeah.
going on. So, and she's a clothing designer.
Right.
Definitely no moss growing under her feet, right?
No, no. And in Zombieland, when Emma Stone says Bill Murray has a direct line to her funny bone.
Yes.
Well, he does to mine too, but Melissa McCarthy,
Yeah.
direct line to my funny bone.
Yeah.
I mean, all she has to do is, you know, make a face about something and I'm rolling on the floor.
I probably would watch almost anything she's in.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed her in everything.
Yeah.
Even if the movie wasn't the greatest,
Yeah.
she's always really, really funny.
Yeah. And, you know, Sandra Bullock, also extremely funny.
Yeah.
Even though she's got like some more serious stuff to her name now.
Well, she's not really known as a comedic actress per se.
Yeah.
But she's done, I mean, she's done funny stuff.
Yeah, well, she did the Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, the 2 Miss Congeniality movies.
Right.
By the way, this is the 3rd movie that she played an FBI agent in. Those 2 movies and this.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, last week we talked about Silence of the Lambs on
Mm-hmm,
the podcast, Tim and I. In your research, you found out something very interesting.
I found out that the writer, Katie Dippold, even though she had started to, you know, dabble in, you know, college improv, and then later she joined the Upright Citizens Brigade and, you know, was
Another
starting
great
to
improv troupe.
write some comedy, she was kind of on the fence about if she really wanted to jump in, because it turns out she said that she would go back and forth between wanting to be in the FBI or do comedy writing.
Interesting.
Interesting conundrum.
Couldn't be more opposite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She said, I was obsessed with Silence of the Lambs when it came out. I love the FBI so much, but you had to apply online and there was no room to make myself sound good. Do you speak any language fluently? No. Do you have any full-time employment? No. Have you done any drugs? Yes. And that was it. Well, we aren't interested in you. So she stuck to comedy.
Okay, so she was no Clarice Starling then.
No, no, no.
I would imagine that the whole FBI police thing in this movie comes from her being a fan of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Silence of the FBI, and she also was big into cop movies and stuff like that.
Okay.
She said she's seen Lethal Weapon around 2,000 times.
Okay.
And
A great buddy cop movie.
also really, really loved Running Scared
Oh, okay.
and
Great
48 Hours.
one. Classic 80s
So
buddy
that
cop
was,
movies.
that was what she drew on.
Okay.
So in Running Scared, there's a montage, right, of the guys with different girls in the back of their scooters and
Yes.
bikinis.
Yes.
So when she was writing this, she thought, well, why can't we kind of have something like this going for us in this movie? And that's where they came up with the idea of Melissa McCarthy's exes coming up to her, wanting to be with her.
Very funny.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
In order to be with you, I have to be a better person. And then she, with the one guy, she turns to Sandra Bullock and she's like, this is why you don't feed strays.
That, by the way, was her husband that she says it
Yes.
about. Ben Falcone.
Yeah.
So good. It's really refreshing in this movie that, like you said, it's based around two strong female characters. And we've talked about this in past podcasts, and we might as well jump right in now.
Okay.
There's a thing known as the Bechdel test.
Bechdel test, yes.
Yeah.
Paul Feig is a huge fan of the Bechdel test.
In case somebody's listening and they're not really familiar with it, what is it all about?
Okay, well, the full name of it is the Bechdel-Wallace test, otherwise known as the Moe Movie Measure, but it's often simply called the Bechdel test. It's a test which was developed by Liz Wallace. It became widely known after Alison Bechdel featured it in her comic, Dykes to Watch Out For, where the character Moe explains that she refuses to watch any film that doesn't fulfill this short set of conditions. The movie has at least 2 women characters who talk to each other about something other than a man. In the comic, the punchline is, yeah, the last movie I saw was Alien.
I have to say, Paul Feig has been a champion of this test.
Yeah.
If you think about his body of work, I would say pretty much all of his movies pass the test.
Yeah, definitely.
So good for him.
He said that when he was working on Freaks and Geeks, his favorite character was Lindsay.
Okay.
And he just said that he always felt like, why can't people look at a movie poster of 2 women in a movie and look at it and say, oh, look, there's 2 funny people.
Right.
Not, oh, look, it's 2 women.
Yeah, I mean, to me, funny is funny.
Yeah.
A great quote from Paul Stanley. Got to get my Kiss reference in, right? This has nothing to do with movies, but you can apply it to movies. Paul Stanley always says that there's 2 kinds of songs or 2 kinds of music, good and bad.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what the genre is. If you are talented and you have the goods, then it's going to come through. It's going to be good. And so it really doesn't matter what your gender is. You could be funny whether you're a man or a woman.
Exactly. That's
So-
why, Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy both have that direct line to my funny bone. There's
Yeah.
just something about them that gets me.
Ironic that they starred together in a non-funny movie.
Oh, I know. We got to do that one day.
Yeah, it's a good
love
movie.
that
Saint
movie.
Vincent.
Saint Vincent. Another interesting point about women in the movies, Katie Dippold made, and she said that she really feels that there should be more movies about camaraderie between females
Absolutely.
rather than competition.
Yeah.
Because look at what girls are doing to each other and women are doing to each other.
Well, people in general, but yes, women
Yeah.
are definitely catty and
Yeah, the body shaming that goes on, and somebody posts a picture somewhere and, a million people are going to tear it down right away. She said that maybe if there's more movies that show camaraderie, then, that would help girls growing up now to see that and see, oh, this is what it can be like. And Paul Feig even made a good point that he considers the comedy production in Hollywood to be a boys' club.
oh yeah.
And, he's
Not
really...
just everything in Hollywood is probably a boys' club.
Well, yeah.
If we're being honest here, if we're keeping it 100, as Larry Wilmore
Hey,
says.
yeah.
I think it's a good point that changing people's mindset about anything really starts with people that are highly visible or popular.
Right.
So people in the movie business obviously get a lot of accolades. They're just regular people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They put their pants on one leg at a time. But we look up to them to some degree because they're familiar.
Yeah.
So if they start changing things by having camaraderie between 2 women instead of cattiness, maybe that trickles down to real life.
Yeah, you never know. Paul Feig had said when he did Bridesmaids that it was kind of like it's got all women, let's see how it does kind of attitude. And this even did too. And he thought to himself, if an all-male movie comes out, nobody in Hollywood goes, oh, boy, we better pull back on the all-male cast here. So
That's
if
true.
it doesn't do well, what are you going to go? Oh, we shouldn't have all these women comedies, these female comedies.
Yeah, Bridesmaids was very successful too.
Yeah, and that kind of launched his career in this direction.
Yeah, and there have been other movies that are strongly female-based that have been successful. Clueless, Mean Girls was a big hit. There's an audience for this stuff, for sure.
Oh, yeah. What Paul Feig said was, remember, it's a business.
Yeah.
So if you want to see more of it,
Go see it.
When it's out, go buy a ticket.
Yeah.
He said that's the equivalent of casting your vote to Hollywood saying, yes, more.
Yes. So there's a funny gag in the movie where Ashburn, Sandra Bullock's character, is settling into her Boston digs. She moves there from New York to work on this case.
With her 4 boxes of stuff.
She's got her boxes of stuff. And one of the things she brings along is a high school yearbook.
Yeah, 1982, right?
1982 yearbook. As it turns out, that is actually Sandra Bullock's real high school yearbook from 1982.
Cool.
Where she went to high school, Washington Lee High School in Arlington, Virginia. The art department had to use some digital trickery to give glasses and braces to the character's picture. It's actually her picture.
Yeah.
But they actually put glasses and braces on her to make her look nerdy.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I've seen that picture like in real life of saying, who are they now?
Right, exactly.
Cool.
And they also took out all of the signatures from her classmates and teachers because the gag in the movie is that she's so unpopular that the only people that signed it were a couple of teachers, and they said, "Hey, student, have a great summer." You know,
it'll get better.
So funny.
So did you know that this movie wasn't going to originally be placed in Boston?
No, I did not know that.
That would be a different movie completely, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like we said before, the Boston accents, everything about it. It's just funny.
Yeah, it was originally going to be in New York.
Okay.
But to save on tax costs or something, there was something about tax reasons that made them change it to Massachusetts. The only movie that had a bigger debut among movies set in Boston was Ted. Setting it in Boston, they changed it up a little bit at that point. Her family had been written in, but they decided to really expand upon it.
Okay.
Because now you've got this Boston Irish Catholic family.
So let's talk about her siblings. One of her brothers is played by Joey McIntyre, who is a member of New Kids on the Block. His fellow New Kid, Donnie Wahlberg, is married to Melissa McCarthy's cousin, Jenny McCarthy, in real life. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Let's just talk about Bill Burr for a minute.
Okay.
He has a show on Netflix, an animated show. There's only 6 episodes, but a second season is in the works. It's called F is for Family. Really funny. It takes place in the 70s. It's really, really well done. Very, very funny. He does the voice of the father, in addition to, I believe, writing a lot of the stuff on it. Aside from that show, we've seen a couple of his stand-up shows on Netflix as well. He's awesome.
He seems like the kind of guy you would just like to just talk to.
Just want to hang out with.
Like if you saw him at a party, you'd be like, I'm going to go over there.
Oh, he'd probably be so much fun to just hang out and talk with. He's really, really great. And I've heard him on a couple of other podcasts too. And that's the thing about him. He's just funny. Yeah. There are some people, you hear about comics they're funny on stage, but maybe like that's where they're funny and that's it. Bill Burr is just a funny guy.
Yep.
A small role in this movie, but very, very funny.
Yeah. Now, the parents, I kept looking at the dad going, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Well, it turns out it's Michael Tucci.
Okay.
He acted on Gary Shandling's show with Paul Feig.
Okay.
But, where I know him from is the movie Grease.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he looked familiar.
Because I kept looking at him going, who is that? Who is that?
Oh, he was one of the T-Birds.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that funny?
Oh, I can see him now. He was Sonny. It's funny because he's a lot older now, obviously.
Yeah, and the glasses.
Yeah, you don't think about it.
The pullover shirt,
That's great. And then, of course, Jane Curtin is the mom.
Of course. And she was kind of suggested on a lark just because she's from Boston.
Right.
Another funny thing I love in the movie was when they go out for their girls' night. Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy were asked, did you do your own stunts for the movie? And they were like, well, we did our own dancing, if that's what you mean. So they decided to not rehearse it and just get up and have it look as terrible as it could.
And it does.
And it did.
It's really funny,
that beginning thing where it's like they're doing the thing together and the arms and everything.
That's after they kind of are kicked off the case.
Yeah.
When things go south.
Yeah.
So they decide that they're going to have a couple of drinks. And a couple turns into a lot more.
Yep. And Paul Feig said to them, for the scene where you're getting drunk and you're sitting at that checkerboard, we'll have you do shots there. He said he went off camera and he came back and they had their noses taped up like that. So it was their idea. And he comes back and they're doing the whole thing with the nose. And Melissa McCarthy had taped the fork to her hand. Yeah. And then she's whacking Sandra Bullock in the boobs, you know? None of that was in the script. They just put it in.
There's clearly a great chemistry between the two of them. They became really fast friends working on this. And now, from what I was reading, they've actually become pretty good friends.
Yeah.
So, which could only make the sequel that much better.
Yes.
When you have a pair of actors, or even more than a pair, if you have a group of actors working together and they all have a really good friendship, That usually comes through
Yeah.
in the final product.
Yeah. I wonder what you call it for women, because when Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum had 21 Jump Street going on, they were calling it a bromance.
Right.
But I don't know what you would call it for women.
Womance?
Womance?
Why not?
I don't know.
There you go, womance. You,
but-
just made up a new word.
Yeah.
You heard it first here on the Screen Facts podcast.
Right. That's right. Ask Sandra Bullock what her favorite part of the movie was, or either of them, actually, and they'll both shout out, the peanut!
That's a scene at the bar when they're both kind of hammered, and Sandra Bullock puts her head down on the bar, and then when she pulls it up, she's got a peanut stuck up her nose.
Now, that was her idea. She also said it was a salted peanut.
That's brave.
So the danger is real.
Yes,
the danger is real.
absolutely.
So she put it up really far, and Melissa McCarthy had to take a swizzle stick and go up and get it. I'm thinking like, the Operation game.
It's funny because there's an old saying, you could pick your friends, you could pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. But evidently you can.
Yeah. Feig, of course, is like, well, we can't just have it once.
Right.
You always have to have a second take. So they did it a few times. Sandra Bullock apparently shoved that nut up her nose 6 or 7 times.
Oh, yikes.
I think what I love about them individually and then when you put it together is they're each the kind of actor who isn't afraid to just get down and ugly for comedy.
Absolutely.
Just put yourself out there, so it's going to be silly, so it's not going to be glamorous. Just do it, and go for it.
I think that's definitely a trait for people that come from improv.
Yeah.
Especially the groundlings. More often than not, we're making themselves look really, really silly on SNL for laughs. Mm-hmm. Sherry O'Terry, Kristen Wiig, I think, came from the Groundlings as well. Mm-hmm. You can't take yourself seriously if you're going to do comedies. Yeah. You just can't.
Like Melissa McCarthy crawling from the one car to the other through the windows. I mean, that's not
There's
exactly flattering. She's up there with her butt in the air and cursing away. And you know what? It's funny.
Yeah. And I got to give her a lot of credit for her physicality, too.
Yeah.
She does that thing. It looks like her going over that fence, too.
Yeah, it does. And I just also have to throw in, I love the bathroom scene at the club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It's so funny. She's cutting up Sandra Bullock's clothes because she looks so square.
Yep.
And then the whole thing with the
Spanx.
Spanx.
The pants, and it turns out she's got Spanx underneath.
What is that? It's my Spanx. It keeps everything in together.
You mean like medically?
She's like, you got to air that furnace.
My hand's a foot away. I can feel the fire.
This is really a fun movie.
It really is.
Buddy cop movies almost always are good. Mm-hmm. There's just something about them that just works.
Mm-hmm. And it is a nice story about friendship.
I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Me too.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you know what? I'm looking forward to Ghostbusters.
Why not?
For all the reasons I said earlier.
That's right.
You got an amazing cast. Mm-hmm. The talent in that cast is unbelievably off the charts.
Yep.
Great director. Great writer.
Yep.
And
cast your votes. Go see it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Why not?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for doing the podcast with me.
Thanks for not laughing too hard at me when I brought home my 8 pages of notes.
I'm psyched that you did that. Are you kidding me?
It was so much fun.
I just feel bad that you did all that work.
Are you kidding? I love to read.
Okay.
So, finding an interview online and reading it, and then, you learn all these other things.
Yeah, I'm just grateful that you do the podcast with me.
Aw, shucks. Then you find tie-ins to things like, Silence of the Lambs from your terrific podcast last week. And your Pee-wee reference to your other terrific podcast.
Who knew?
It's a small Screen Facts world, honey.
We just live in it. And thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ScreenFacts. Let us know if you have any comments or questions. Again, you can tweet me at Jason Davis Voice or email screenfacts@yahoo.com. If you enjoy the show, please help us out. Give us a rating and comment on iTunes. That helps more people discover the show. And another way you can help is by telling somebody. Word of mouth is a beautiful thing. You can't really underestimate that, right?
Right.
Tell a friend, tell a family member.
Tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on.
And so, tell people that are movie fans about this podcast, because we love making it and we have a lot of fun. Hopefully you're having as much fun with us. You can support the show by buying merchandise, too, if you'd like. We have Screen Facts merchandise on the podcast page of jasondavisvoice.com. Show theme music by audionautics.com. Thanks to wickedradionetwork.com and our announcer, Kim, from kimsvoice.com.
Screen Facts with Jason Davis is a production of Jason Davis VoiceOver. Visit jasondavisvoice.com if you need a voice for a commercial, narration, promo, internet video, e-learning or training program, and more. Click on the podcast page to get information about where you can download and listen to past episodes. Listen again next Wednesday for a new episode of Screen Facts with Jason Davis.